Hey everyone, Chris here for Thomann Guitars and Basses. We are at the NAMM Show 2026, and I'm here with Andy Powers. We're checking out the new Taylor guitars. Andy, how are you doing?
Oh, quite well. Thank you very much for being here.
Oh, it's always a pleasure. Thank you. It's a bit of a tradition by now that we kick off with Andy and Taylor every single year. So, yeah, what's new for this year? This is an 814, right?
Yeah, this is a guitar that for anybody who's been following Taylor guitars or is familiar with what we've made, this is going to look like an instrument we've built forever. This is one of our flagship models, an 814 CE. It's part of our standard collection. I mean, it's one of the core pillars in our portfolio of instruments that we love making. But last year, when we sat here, we were introducing this new instrument that we referred to as a gold label collection guitar. Now, with that relatively traditional piece, there was actually some pretty exciting new innovations in there, one of which was what we call the action control neck. It's a new neck attachment system. And so that design, it was something that we'd been working on for years. I'd been working on that design for, almost 10 years now, until it finally was at a point where, yeah, this is it. This is what we're going to make. And so we introduced those this past year, and now we're bringing those into more of our standard collections, as well as our Builder's Edition collection instruments, and seeing the benefit of that design come into some of our core models. Yeah.
How can customers figure out which one has the new neck construction? Is there like a rule of thumb?
That's one of the beauties for it. You can't really see it.
Yeah.
It looks like a traditional instrument. So it looks like a Taylor. It sounds great. These are part of what we call our next generation guitars, where there's also a few voicing changes, a few updates. You know, if you want to look inside, you can see a little adjustment bolt down in there.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a guitar with an action control neck.
I gotcha. Okay.
So for the savvy, sharp-eyed player out there, they can find that. But these instruments, they have this unique voicing. And so when I combine the action control neck and the sound that has and the way that it unlocks some of the other things that we could do as guitar makers or designers, this has a newly voiced version of our V-class internal architecture. So this is what we call a scalloped V, where it's been kind of tweaked a little bit to give a little more low-end emphasis and bring in some of the familiar low-end response that we've loved in classic iterations of a Taylor guitar. So when I take the V-class design, we have this ultra-precise note accuracy. The intonation is just spot on the money. And we have this incredible balance up and down the whole register. We have great projection and sustain, good dynamic range. And now we've brought in a little more of the traditional low-end response for someone who's strumming chords or wants that familiar kind of feel of a classic design. These guitars have that. And so there's a lot of really exciting stuff that we're bringing into our standard collection guitars.
You said it's a CE. I see the cutaway. I don't see the controls that I'm used to. So what's with that?
Okay, so one of the elements that we've also incorporated into these next-gen guitars is our new Claria pickup system.
Wow.
Okay, so some players really love having controls here. That's a platform we've been known for a long time, but a lot of players like sound hole controls. And so this new design, we're using kind of the less intrusive, a little more well-hidden sound hole control. Real simple battery box, end pin. I love the accessibility of the battery here. That works great. But this design, there's a new pickup, a new preamp that's giving a very familiar kind of fundamental forward sort of sound that works really great, especially in a loud environment. It's actually a pickup that we've been developing for a number of years, specifically for artists on big stages. So you're often... we would end up with a big name artist on a huge stage. There is nothing we can do to control this environment. We need to build a pickup that thrives in that space rather than trying to control the environment to suit the characteristics of the pickup. And so what we had learned through the process of that was that a lot of the same kind of characteristics or parameters that a musician would face on a giant stage, that's often a similar scenario for a more typical player. I might play a club date or something where I may not even get a sound check. I have a line check only. It's like, plug in and go. Okay, let's have some rock and roll, And so that's something that we've been really happy with how this system has worked. It's a volume control, it's a mid-range control, as well as almost like a shape control to help voice the preamp.
Like a frequency.
Yeah, it does a lot to voice the response of the pickup to the way that the player is using it.
Wow.
And so it's been a very user-friendly kind of system.
Does the pickup sit around or under the saddle, next to the saddle?
One is a more traditional under the saddle type arrangement. And so it's sitting underneath the saddle on top of the kind of the floor of the bridge slot. Yeah. Yeah, so a fairly conventional arrangement, but the response from it is very unique.
Yeah, there's a lot of headroom. You can change so many things about that construction. Yeah.
It is. It's a very adaptable system. So we've been thrilled with how this is working for a lot of musicians across a variety of genres and environments.
How would you describe the main difference tone-wise? Because the playability is always out of this world. I mean, whenever you pick up a Taylor guitar, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Tone-wise, like for this 814 compared to like a more traditional 814, what would be like? Is it a frequency? Is it a response? Is it the dynamics, the low end? What is?
It retains this new iteration of an 814. It retains the characteristics that we've loved with a V-Class 814. Okay. So the balance, the uniformity across the register, the projection, the volume. But what it adds is a little more low-end resonance. So if you're going to play open position chords, there's a little less note separation.
Oh, okay.
And the notes blend together just a little more.
Sweetness or
yeah. Yeah, so if I were to strum some open position chords. There's a little more of that classic acoustic guitar blending effect where it's like you hear the harmony and not the individual pitches quite so much.
It's a little less piano-like, much more of that, not even vintage, but like classic warmth of an acoustic guitar.
Yeah, so there's just a little more of that flavor in there. Yeah.
Let's talk Gold Label.
Okay.
Because I remember the first Gold Label guitar.
Right.
This looks different. How can we imagine this version of it?
So this past year, when we started introducing the Gold Label collection, it was intended to be a collection. Started with a model done in 2 woods, but I knew that I wanted to take that kind of platform, that aesthetic, that sonic imprint, that style of guitar, and broaden it across several body shapes, different trim levels, as well as different woods. And so over the course of this last year, we've introduced our Grand Pacific guitars with a much deeper body and this new voicing, new aesthetic package to it. And they had tremendous response from musicians. I love those guitars. They're working great. They're sounding great. And we wanted to continue that kind of conversation, go, there's other forms here. So now we're reintroducing a classic Dreadnought form to go, man, it's an iconic silhouette of a guitar, but now with a massively powerful kind of response. So this one is roasted spruce top, East Indian rosewood on the back and sides, similar aesthetic value as, say, like a 717 Gold Label model. So the Grand Pacific, similar binding, trim, inlays, similar kind of in its presentation. That massive power. It's like there's some, like some muscles behind it, like the guitar took its vitamins. And yet at the same time, it's based on a V-Class architecture with a fan V arrangement. And so you end up with this tremendous balance over the fretboard. You've got great power all the way up into the high register, and done with the action control neck where you have unlimited adjustability. It's like you can, within seconds, dial it, the string height in exactly how you want it. In the world of guitar repairs and neck resets, the way that you used to do a neck reset to change the action, you would get a cappuccino maker or something so you could have some steam, you'd take some frets out, you'd steam this thing apart, you'd get your chisels out, it's like an open heart surgery for a guitar, right? You hope it goes well, hopefully the patient's stable, you know. And so for the last 25 years, we've been building guitars where the neck could be precisely oriented with the body with these precision spacers. That works great, but it still takes a little while, and you have to have the right spacers that are for that guitar. This system is totally different. It's like right now, okay, granted, I like the way this guitar is set up. I like how this is playing right now. But let's say I wanted the action to be really low.
Okay.
Okay, so traditionally, I would have done a neck reset.
Okay. So removing the strings, removing the neck, and then changing the shims if it's a Taylor.
Exactly. Okay. But now, let's say if I want the strings to be real low, I would simply adjust it. I just did a neck reset. The guitar's still in tune, but now
Oh wow.
I overshot. That's way too. That's the strings are way too low.
I know people though who would have such a soft pick that this would work.
Let's say if I was, maybe if I was playing like that, this would be an appropriate setup. But
The tappers, the percussive players, would like a
you know, that kind of a thing.
rock and roll.
Okay, so now the action's a little too low for me. So if I were to go back to where I had it, I like something more like that probably. Yeah, that's about where I like it.
This is mind-boggling.
Resets, and I haven't retuned the guitar, so I can adjust it exactly how I want, whenever, and yet the guitar looks traditional. It sounds even more traditional than any other instrument that we've ever made, with a huge amount of dynamic range. So these are a real treat to get to introduce.
Oh, absolutely. I'm very excited about these too. So the new generation that's gonna come out across the board, I guess, right? More.
Yeah, it'll be focused on what we've thought of as our El Cajon guitars. So 814s, you'll see 314s and 414s. Our standard collection, those will be the next generation versions where they have action control neck, scallop V-Class racing, Claria pickup system. And so you'll see those kind of filter into the guitar playing world here.
And this 710, if I'm not mistaken, right?
10 model. Yes, this one does have a pickup.
Yeah, yeah.
This one's using an LR Bags pickup because especially amongst my bluegrass musician friends, that's been a great platform that a lot of players really appreciate. So we've been using that pickup in these guitars.
A lot of players have like preamps or like voicings dialed in for a certain kind of.
Exactly. That's exactly it. Well, you know, we love the guys over at LR Bags, and we wanted to keep using those pickups here. You know, it's kind of coming full circle in a way. We'd used Lloyd's pickups back, maybe 30 years ago in a lot of Taylor guitars, maybe more. And so it's a neat fit.
Beautiful collaborations here.
Yeah.
Wow. Really looking forward to seeing and playing these guitars even more. We have the treat today to hear Andy playing them some more for you. So yeah, we'll try to get some sounds through the pickups, through the amp. So you'll hear that, or you've already heard it. Take care, of course. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Andy, for having us.
Thanks for coming.
And yeah, have an awesome release with these babies.
Yeah.